大家好，欢迎来到瓦甘达Play One 的 Podcast， 我是骚人。有没有觉得这个开头很熟悉啊？矿
哦，你是哦，我刚才没听出来。
我跟你讲，我还特别学他的这个语气哦， 他的 Podcast 语气啊，反正没错。各位听到今天这个开场，应该知道我们又再一次邀请我们的好朋友矿来跟我们一起录 Podcast， 应该说跟我们一起录，还是来算是支援啊，
对，算是支援。对，我需要支援，我来水节目的。
对，因为除了矿之外呢，其实这期节目很特别，算是我之前就一直有在计划，但是一直还没有执行的计划，也就是全英文的 podcast 访谈。那我想先问一下后师傅，你现在觉得心情如何？
你知道我现在讲中文还是讲英文？如果讲英文叫 fucking nervous。I mean, Kuan is basically is American, and you talk English all the day because your head coach is from Australia. So I'm fucking nervous, okay? I'm panic. Okay, there's a minute, I panic.
好，那在正式进入节目之前，我想先跟各位听众朋友讲一下，本期 podcast 我们将会采用全英文的访谈。那为了顾及节目聊天的流畅度，所以我们就不会另外在节目中进行翻译，但应该不会用到太过艰涩的单字啊，所以请各位听众朋友们放心。Okay, so today is our first episode that we use English to interview. It's an honor to invite somebody who is not only just my Dreamers teammate, but my good friend, number 5, 2015 lottery draft pick, the one and only Mr. New York, Chris McCullough.
Sounds good. That's a good intro right there.
Right?
That's a good intro.
I think about it like a whole night. I'm thinking about like how can I like introduce in a very great way.
I like that one. That was good. You studied that one.
Yeah,
you studied that.
So here's my partner Jimmy and one of my best friend who you probably saw him beside the court a lot, Kuan. So before we started, I want to let our audience know a story. The reason why we have this interview is because there is one day we were on a road trip against Fubang. Me and my 2 friends and Chris, we were hanging out in a bar, and that is the first time I hang out with Chris in personal. So after we hang out to the I think it's the Hotcast store, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My friends talk about our show. Then Chris and I start discuss about like today's show. And I was a little bit hesitant in the beginning because we never invited any guests who did not speak Chinese. But I want to appreciate Chris that you let us go out the comfort zone for this episode.
Facts.
You did any podcasts before?
I did several podcasts, so it comes natural as long as the convo is flowing.
Okay.
I like doing podcasts.
Yeah. So speaking of the language comfort zone, this is the 3rd year you come to Taiwan. Do you have like any culture shock or something that you still did not adapt yet?
Not really, because I've been in Asia for like the past 6 years or going on 6 years, so I'm really familiar with Asia in general. And the languages, I try to learn as much as I can. Trying to learn a couple words a day if I can, or always ask them how you say this, how you say that, just to get a better understanding of the language. So I'm pretty good with that.
Let's try something.
Oh, man.
Like show us. What's your Chinese? How's your Chinese?
I mean, give me something to say. Don't give something hard though.
Hard one?
No, don't give me something hard.
You said don't give me something hard. You just say that. Yeah. Let's do the hard.
Okay. Let me think about it. Let's say if you want to order like a drink when you go to 7-Eleven, how do you order in Chinese?
You just walk and grab the drink.
That's tough. I mean,
you don't gotta say that.
Wait. Do you know how to say the dreamers in Mandarin? The dreamers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, yeah. You're from the dreamers, man.
What's the name? Cut E, right? Cut E. Am I right?
No. Cut E is our signal. That's
that's the slogan.
Dreamers in Chinese, our team's name.
Then I don't know.
You know?
I feel like I heard it before.
梦想家.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You know it. So I know you've been through like China CBA, Philippines PBA, like Korea KBO, and now in Taiwan Plus League. This Asia countries basketball league. Can you compare like these different countries basketball style and the cultures in your eyes?
China, I would say that was my first stop overseas. China was different for me because normally the taller imports, like when the forwards or the centers, they only play in the second and third quarter. In China, the point guards play the whole game. So that's why you see a lot of point guards averaging 40 points, 50 points, because they play the whole game.
Like
so,
Marbury.
Yeah, so that was different for me. And then I went to Korea. And Korea is kind of similar, where it's 2 imports a team, but only 1 import get to play at a time. So you never want to court with 2 imports at a time. So that was kind of a little different for me. Besides that, this year we get to play with 2 guys on the floor at once, which is better than last year.
Yep.
So I kind of like that. You get to have 4 imports in the team. That's dope also.
Yeah. So you talk about like in China, so you only play like in third and fourth quarter?
Mm-hmm.
Why? Is about the rules or?
The point guard plays more. That's just how the coaches do it out there. Point guard plays the whole game.
So in China's rule is like when you are in China, so you only have like 1 import on the court?
Mm-hmm. And then in second and third quarter, you have 2 imports on the floor.
Oh, okay.
But normally the guard plays the first and the fourth, so the big only plays second and third.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
怎么样？况你有对于这些国外不同联赛的洋将制度，你有没有一些研究？
我是还好啊，但是我有一个想问的是，I've heard a lot of imports told me that the physicality in Taiwan is pretty high. In your experience playing in
high
Asia.
here?
Do you think?
Oh man, to be honest, I don't. The hardest physicality in Asia I played in so far was the Philippines.
Okay.
It was the Philippines. To be honest, it just what's bad out here. The referees. No one speaks about that. No one speaks about that. But I'm gonna speak about it. The referees is terrible.
Hold up.
The referees terrible.
So you say in PBA it's more physical, but I heard that lots of people talk about like Chinese in CBA, like their locals, like their imports is very like violent because of their referees. So what's your experience? It's basketball physical anyways. No matter where you play. Like it is what it is. But the only thing that's really different is in China, their local guys is very tall. Okay.
So like you playing against, I might be 6'10" myself, but someone's guarding me is 6'9", 6'10", 7 feet. They have big guys out there. Taiwan is not really like that, so it's a little different.
Because we are talking about on the court, but how about like off the court? When you was in China, how's that? When you're as an import, you are in China. How's their local treat you? Like us, I know we are very friendly.
Bro, honestly, bro, it was terrible. Honestly, anything off the court, I didn't even talk to my teammates.
Oh wow!
I didn't even talk. I barely spoke to them on the court. Like it was so hard out there. I don't know. Like for me, it was hard. I couldn't even. Everything was straight basketball, gym, and then straight to the hotel.
Ooh, so you basically
outside of the hotel, I never spoke to them. I never hang out with them. Anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in like off the court, your life is more about like only yourself.
Only yourself. Like
wow.
It's almost like you locked in. Like it's really like basketball, hotel.
Bubble.
It's basically that's it.
Okay. So I know Philippines probably is your favorite country. You told me that, and I think we talked about this before. Because you talk about like you are willing to be naturalized for them, and so can you tell our audience about like what makes you want to be like a part of their country?
But just in general, the basketball and that culture is very big. I never knew that till I got out there and actually played. Like everything is strictly basketball. They real big basketball fans. The basketball is amazing out there. There was a lot of fans with the team I played with, San Miguel. It's a big fan. It's like almost playing for the Los Angeles Lakers. It's like that.
I see.
So it's a big fan base. Besides that though, like what I did in that country, and I feel like I put myself on a map in Asia when I came, because I think when I came, they was like the 7th or 8th seed, or they wasn't in the playoff talk at all. I think they lost 5 games in a row. Then we came back and won like 18 games and lost 1 game before the playoffs. Then ended up winning the playoffs, winning the championship. So I felt like I stamped myself in that country, and during that time, they was going to nationalize me. But then right after that, COVID happened.
Oh, I see.
Then when COVID came, I ended up in Korea for my second year. Then I ended up getting hurt, knee surgery.
Yeah.
Then they was thinking about nationalizing me again. And I came back here, then had another knee surgery. So now it's kind of like, right? So it kind of like threw it off.
So did you guys still, so you are dealing with the basketball association with Philippines or?
I wasn't personally, but like my agent was at the time.
I see. So you really want to be like a part of their country?
I mean, now I don't really care anymore. Like that was back then. I wanted to, and it's like now they forgot about it. So
Because I feel like Philippine their basketball culture is more. I think in Asia it's more similar like America, right? Like Mexico, like those Western country. Can you talk about like when you actually play in the PBA, how it feel like?
It felt good. Like the games was packed. Like I said, the San Miguel the team had a lot of fans, so every game we played was packed. It was a lot of fans. There's a lot of fans outside after the games. A lot of fans trying to get in the gym, trying to sneak in the gym just to watch the games.
Okay.
Or if it's a big game, there's no one driving outside. Everybody's watching that basketball game. So it's like a big basketball community over there, which was dope in my eyes.
So when you from Philippines, then you go to Taiwan. So Taiwan have lots of Filipino, right? So is there like any fans, any Filipino come to like talk to you and tell you that they are your friends or something?
Yeah, I always bump into Filipino fans. Mostly in Taipei though. There's a lot in Taipei. Or if I take the train, they see me on the train or I'm at the train station. Bump into them a lot. What else I have bumped into? They come to a lot of football games. A lot of Kings games that I've seen them at before. They always like want to get autographs, pictures and stuff like that. Tell me they're from the Philippines and living out here.
So you talk about like Philippines, your favorite country you play in Asia. I know in Taiwan's basketball culture, like our fans are very patient. They will give you gifts. Everyone will treat you like idols. But how do you compare between Philippines and Taiwan's basketball culture and even fans? Or probably teams, maybe.
You get gifts in Taiwan. you get gifts in Taiwan, which I feel like that's one of the coolest things ever to actually get gifts. Each game you go, and it's sometimes it's the same fans each game to like come give you gifts, which is crazy. Like my thing before games is like I eat the little not jelly. What is it called? The little gummy bears.
Oh, gummy bears. Yeah.
I eat the gummy bears before the game. I have a selected few people that come to the game with gummy bears. They hand me gummy bears before each game. Like that's very thoughtful.
Yeah,
that's very thoughtful. So I'm grateful for that. That's the only thing I would say that's a little bit different.
Okay, because me and Ryan, our teammates, we have our own tradition. Is before the game, I will give him the mint. And I think I gave you once.
You give me mint. Who else? Brandon will give me either coffee, Subway or Starbucks.
Yeah. We got our own stuff.
Yeah. So we kind of know what it is.
Yeah. After the Philippines, I think in your import experience, you went to a country that I saw a report. You said you don't like that country. It's
Lithuania.
Yeah, Lithuania.
Yeah.
Can you talk about the experience over there?
Oh my God, Lithuania was terrible. It was a terrible experience. That was my first time ever going to Europe, and this was during COVID also. And this was when the money went down technically over there, but they said they had money. So I go there, everything is good. I'm there for 3 months. First month, I didn't get paid, so I didn't get paid. So I'm sitting out of practice. Like I'm not gonna practice till y'all pay me.
Right.
The fourth day I started out of practice, they started fining me. And when they fine me, they take money from my paycheck.
They fine you for what?
For not practicing.
Okay.
But mind you, I didn't get paid, so I'm like telling my agent, like, I'm not gonna practice so I get paid. Like, I'm not gonna be here practicing for free. So I stood out and started to fine me. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm gonna practice because now y'all taking my money. I got family to feed back home, so we not doing that. And under my contract, I had up to 32 days. If I don't get paid on the 32nd day, I get to go home and y'all owe me my year's worth of money from the team. So they waited to the 32nd day, paid me, but underpaid me. So they paid me, but they gave me they underpaid me what I was owed. And I'm like, yo, this is some bullshit, whatever. So next month practice, same thing goes on. Damn. Now I don't get paid again. So now I'm like, all right, well, I'm sitting up. I'm not playing in no games. Like, until y'all pay me what y'all owe me from last month and this month. Same thing, 32 days, then they underpaid me again. So now I'm like, what the fuck going on? Like, I'm about to leave for real. So then I had an incident where one night I go to this restaurant. It's like a restaurant lounge, like a wine lounge, with one of my Lithuanian agents or whatever. And I leave there. I catch a flat tire driving home. Mind you, it's the middle of the night. I don't know who to call. I don't know, no tow trucks. I don't know anything. So I'm like, fuck it. I gotta make it home. And I'm about 7 minutes from my apartment. I literally drive on a flat tire to my apartment. And by the time I get to my apartment, the whole wheel just like it's gone. The whale is gone, like burnt up, it's gone. And then the next morning, I got an incident report saying I did a hit and run and I left an abandoned car. Mind you, my car was parked in my parking spot in my building. They said I left an abandoned car there. And one of the people in the building took a picture of my car in the spot and sent it to like the media.
Okay.
And that's what I got in trouble for. And I had to pay a fine for that. So literally after that happened, I literally told them I'm leaving the team. We went to play in the Champions League. We played in Germany and then we played in France.
So it's like a Euro Cup?
It's called the Champions League.
Oh, Champions League. Okay.
Yeah, so we had a game in Germany. We had a game in France against Strasbourg. I played pretty well both games. Then we had another game against a team called Peristatti in Greece. I played pretty well off the bench against that team too. I had like 20 or 15. And literally right after that, I had a whole bunch of teams calling me. My old team from Korea called me. Was like, yo, if you want to leave, you got a spot.
Right?
Yeah, if you want to leave, we got a spot for you. So I'm like, book my flight, and I'm going.
Okay.
They literally booked my flight, and I left. And that was the end of that.
I see. Because I believe like lots of audience, they know about Europe. They will feel like Euro is a very high level basketball league.
Developed.
But, I have a friend whose name is Nick Ward. You know Nick Ward?
Mm-hmm.
You know Nick? He was from Michigan State. And I know because our teammates, Georgie, before we were pretty close with Nick. And Nick said that when he was in Kosovo, last season, and they didn't pay him pay him late. So I just feel like, is that
a culture in
Europe? Is it normal?
That's very normal in Europe. Like a lot of teams that they claim they have money, but some of them do, some of them don't. They pay you late. That's like very normal in Europe. That's why I don't like playing basketball in Europe. I like to know what day my money gonna be there, what time my money gonna be there. I have bills to pay. I don't got time for you to be playing with my money. Like, I don't like that. So I don't like going to Europe at all.
Because I remember there's once you and Kenny Chen, our teammate, and I think it's BG. You guys talk about that in our club we will pay you guys in time, and I feel like for me it's like it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it's very.
But then I know about some story from Europe. Those players they get paid being late. Then I figured, that's why you guys feel like in Taiwan less.
But just in Asia in general, Asia they pay you on time. And Europe is like it's really normal for them to pay you late or to not pay you out. Like I have a lot of friends that still owed a lot of money in Europe. I'm still owed from that team, but I don't even care about that money no more.
Okay.
Because you got to go through a hassle of going to court for 3 years and getting the FIBA involved, and that takes so long. And no one got time to be doing that shit. So I'm like, whatever, forget that money.
So speak of you play in Europe. I know you are. I think every fans know about like you play very physical. You play like you shoot a lot. You are playing very freedom. But we heard that in Europe and we saw the game. They play a little bit restrict. Like their set play need to like run very restrict. So how do you adapt with that? And how do you perform in Europe in your own style?
It is very strict depending on who your coach is, where your coach is from. My coach at the time was from where he's from? Not Russia, Slovenia.
Okay.
He's from Slovenia. So he was like a mean coach. Like he's always yelling, he always screaming. But like everything there is like everything is set plays. It's 3 actions in 1 play, and everything out there is like a team game. Defense is a whole team game. So like it's a little bit different than playing real free. And like for a person like me, if you average 12 points and 6 rebounds, that's totally good. Like that's a good. You average that for a year, you will get paid good money in Europe. Like that's a good game. But like out here, you got to be able to score. You got to be able to rebound and help your team win. Especially in China, if you don't do that shit, they gonna send you home. So that's like the main difference about that.
It's like your role change. In Europe, you can be like a role player, but in Asia, you need to be like the core player, right?
Yeah, like 12 points a game is like that's
you
had a good game.
Enough,
as long as you're efficient, that's a good game in Europe.
In your overseas career, who is your favorite coach? Maybe in Lithuania or in China or even in Taiwan?
In Taiwan, you're supposed to coach Jamie right now.
Maybe just overseas, not include Taiwan. Okay.
Oh, you can include Taiwan.
Sorry for that.
Just my favorite coach.
Yep.
Yeah, or their style is more like you can. It's your best way to let you grown your skill?
My coach in the Philippines, Coach Leo, because I felt like once I went to the Philippines, he basically gave me the ball and allowed me to be me.
Oh,
he allowed me to make plays. He allowed me to mess up, but also like make corrections and see where I was effective in scoring. And it worked out pretty well out there. It worked out real good, so that was good for me.
Yeah, and I was gonna ask, you kind of detail your journey throughout overseas. How did you ultimately land in Taiwan?
How did I land in Taiwan? Let me remember. With the King. Oh, so this was 2020. Was it 2020? Right? I came with the Kings.
2021. Second season.
Yeah, second season.
So
with Thomas Walsh, right?
Yeah, I was supposed to go to Turkey to play. What team was that? Damn, what team was that? Yeah, it's called Galatasaray.
Okay.
In Turkey. That's a pretty good team. They pay really good money too. I actually got I got a deal with the Kings and I got a deal with the team in Turkey, but I was waiting on a contract for the team in Turkey the same day. But since the Kings contracts came first, that's the one I signed. Like, I'm just going to go back to Asia, which I'm familiar with it. Why not go back there anyways? And that's how it happened. And the other team ended up signing somebody in my position anyways. So it worked out well in my favor.
You have like very experience of your import career. What's your opinion right now of Taiwan's basketball level? Because I believe that lots of people talk about Taiwan's basketball. Someone think our national team is like bad, but this is all about politics stuff. But some people talk about our league's level because I feel like, in my opinion, the league and the national team is supposed to be separate to see the level. So what's your opinion right now in, for example, like our league, or even if you watch T1 league, you can talk about it.
Yeah, I feel like each year the league get better. Even the T1 and I only watch the T1 and P League, but each year it gets better. They keep bringing new imports and former ex-NBA guys. They keep bringing up, and it's getting better each year. And you can see how it's getting better each year as how the game is transitioning each year, which is good for the league. And hopefully they do combine both leagues so it be more teams instead of just 6 teams. It'd be a little better if it's more teams. And I feel like each year is going to get better.
If you want to like play against with in T1 league, who you want to really?
If I want to play
against with, yeah.
Play with or play against?
Play against.
Against.
Like you want to win that?
Probably DEA.
DA.
Yeah. They the best team.
They're more like a Europe style.
Yeah. They're the best team for real. But we beat them in the preseason. Though.
Yeah. We beat them. We beat them.
But
we need to take that credit.
I mean, we beat every team in preseason.
Yeah. We're the best team in the preseason.
To be honest. But yeah, that would be the team.
Has there been any local player or local and import, I guess, that really stood out in your opinion watching either league?
Is Bashir considered a local? He's considered a local, right? He don't count.
Yeah, he's a local.
But he don't count.
Yeah.
We'll exclude Jeremy Lin as well.
It was a point guard. It was 2 of them last year that played on DEA. I don't know their name.
Oh, Wei Han.
I don't know their name.
But I know who you're talking about.
But they played defense full court throughout the whole game, and they're actually really good point guards. They stood out to me. I watched them every game last season.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because Nick King, right?
Because I was going to games for Nick too.
Just let our audience know that.
But even the first year when I was with the Kings, I was going to the games too.
Oh right, yeah. So speaking of Kings, how's your experience when you was in the Kings? Because right now you are in Dreamers right now, so probably you can talk about like different cultures between.
Can I speak bad on the Kings?
Just tell the truth.
It was pretty cool over there. Like it was a good organization from my point of view. Everything was cool. Like the living situation was cool. The basketball over there was cool. The imports we had at the time was cool. Like I played with Tom Welsh in high school. Yeah. And a couple of different.
So you guys was high school teammates before?
We was high school teammates, but we played. Anytime I went to a camp that was in the West Coast, he's from LA. So anytime I went to a camp in the West Coast, he was also on my team every time. Yeah, which is wild. And then when I first got to the Kings, I found out he was there. They found like an old picture of me and him in high school, which was cool. That we did like a photo shoot together. So I thought that was cool also. Who else was there? DeAndre Liggins was there. I'm cool with him.
Yep.
And it was like a good situation. Like it was cool. We was playing basketball. We was hooping at the time. I ain't have no complaints.
You talk about teammates. I remember there's one coincidence when I was searching for you about your whole experience, and I saw that when you get drafted is 2015, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in the same draft year, there's a teammate. You were in the same draft. Is Sir Dominic. Sir Dominic
He was
Pointer.
He was in it.
Yeah, he's second round. He's second round.
He did?
Yeah, he's second round.
I didn't even know that.
You never know. Oh,
drafted-
so right now you know that.
Drafted by Cavalier?
Yeah, Cavaliers.
Cavalier.
I know he was in. We played against each other in college, and then we played against each other in summer league. So I know he was.
You guys are in the same draft.
But I didn't know he was. I didn't even know he was in the draft.
So that's coincidence.
But you know anything. All right, so the way the draft works, right? So the first of all, the draft the process is fucking long as hell.
Okay.
So like the first round take like 4 hours. So you sitting there for so long. So by the time the second round comes, you're not even in the draft. Like you're not even in the room no more. So you don't know who get drafted.
Did you went to the green room?
Yeah, I was there.
Okay.
Of course.
Well, because when Jokic got selected, if they're advertised for
Nuggets. No, it's Nuggets. It's Nuggets.
Oh, it's Nuggets. Yeah, it's Nuggets. So yeah.
But then I was there at the draft.
So about the draft conversation, we can talk about it like later. And we speak of your experience in Kings. And I remember you say one thing that I remember a lot is you talk about who's one of your most talented player when you were in Kings. You talk about Xiaomin. Remember?
Oh.
Yeah.
Junnan. Chen Junnan.
Say it again.
Chen Junnan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
So right now, can you tell our audience why you think that Xiaomin is you think he's the most
He's my
talented?
favorite. It's my favorite.
Yeah, he's your favorite. And what's your opinion right now in like our whole league? Who's the most potential local players, or you think he's the best local players in our league?
I don't think he's the best local player.
No. It's like 3 questions right over here.
Right. So first question is basically like every day in practice and after practice, he worked out with me, and he like, as a young dude and as a rookie at the time, when you asking questions from a guy who been at the highest level and been certain places and played certain places you may want to go, that you want to take him under the wing almost. So I took him under the wing, and we worked out every day, and he literally got better each day. And I seen that game by game him getting better. Even last year, seeing how he was playing way better last year. To this year, he's still playing way better. But his minutes is a little bit different because they got a lot of good guys over there. But I think in a couple years, he'd be one of the best players in the league, to be honest. He got a lot of potential.
So who's the most potential right now for you?
Who has
right
the most
now?
potential?
Young players.
Who else is a young player?
All the league. not talk about like RG, like J. Those are, I would say, they are.
No, they're
young
ready.
players.
They're ready. Who they are? I'm talking about.
Yeah, like Oscar, like Taiwan.
Oscar is who he is already.
Okay.
Oscar is who he is. He don't even count.
Who would
So
be a young
who
player?
pop out in your mind that he's?
You know who I like? From Fubon. What's his name again? He played with me.
KJ.
I like KJ.
I see.
I like KJ.
His personality is pretty interesting, right?
I like it. He can shoot, and he also could he could drive to the rim. He could make plays. He make good plays. I like his game.
So who's the best local you play?
Germany.
No. We don't count Germany right
Okay,
now.
okay, we don't
The
count.
best local in my eyes is Beast.
Okay.
Yeah,
it makes
My
sense.
sure,
eyes.
makes sense.
But what's the next question?
No, just like these three questions is about who's the best, who's the most potential, and
Chunan. Okay.
who?
Chunan. Beast and Chunan. Beast is the best. Chunan has probably
Chuna?
he has some.
Junan.
Yeah.
Oh, Jina.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He has probably some of the most potential in my eyes.
Okay. So in this year, we were the number 1 seed. No, we are the number 1
Yeah,
seed
you are.
Yeah,
in
you
Plus
are.
League right now. Okay.
Right now.
I think the credit should be on our coach Jamie. So I'm wondering how is Coach Jamie in your eyes, and what's the difference between like this year's and last year for you as our player?
Well, yeah, credits to him. He's definitely a good coach, especially being a first-year head coach. He's from last year to this year, you could just tell the difference in how hard we play and how hard we play on defense, and we do some of the little things. He harps on a lot of little things we need to do each game, and each game has got better and better. Or if something don't work right, we go back to practice and we figure out what we need to do to get better as a team. And we, as the season going on, we gonna mess up. We gonna figure it out, get together, but we still remain number one. And which in my eyes, that's pretty good going into the postseason.
Is there, I guess, who would be the biggest roadblock in your opinion? In your, I mean, I guess Ken can answer this as well. But in your title run this year, would it be the Kings? Would it be the Braves?
The biggest roadblock, honestly, will be ourselves.
Ah, nice.
It will be ourselves. Like we already beat all the teams that we got to play against, and we know they play. We know their players. We know the sets they run. We just got to go out there and perform ourselves. Like our biggest roadblock is really gonna be ourselves.
Yeah,
really gonna
that's
be
fair
ourselves.
enough.
I agree with
That's
that.
fair enough.
Because I think in the middle of season, not middle of season, like we have like 5 straight losses, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it is not because of the opponent, but it's more about ourselves. We are trying to figure it out.
You know what I think? What it was about? Let me get to the bottom of this. I think it was the motivation part, because at one point it was like, yo, we win a certain amount of games, Jonathan gonna give us a bonus.
Yeah.
Yo, we win this game, Jonathan gonna give us a bonus.
Okay.
You know, so we was kind of motivated for that.
Yeah.
Then when we got to that 10th game, we didn't get the bonus. We like what happened? Like we worked hard for this. Like
Did he stop giving out bonuses now?
no. See that? Yeah. Chinese New Year, we all got some money, but we didn't get the bonus that we thought we was gonna get. You know, we was kind of hyped up for that. So I think that played the part with like some motivation part. But besides that, though, we lost 5 games and we were still number one.
Yeah.
Either way. So like, as long as we keep maintaining what we doing and keep getting win by win each week, and going, like I said, going to the postseason, I think we'd be in a great spot.
Talk about this topic. I just want to ask you about, because when you was in Philippines, I know like their culture is they will give you bonus, right? So I heard, yeah. That's what I want to ask, because when I heard from Jet in Fubang, he talked about
With Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah. He said their boss will put a ton of money on the table, and then you guys can take it.
You really want me to talk about that?
Yeah.
I'm drinking some water for this one. So the bonuses are amazing. The bonuses. I tell this to everybody that never played in the Philippines, or if they do play in the Philippines, you will make good money there. Like it's crazy. On paper, I was getting X amount of dollars, and I was making good money in the Philippines. But it was like each game was like, yo, if you got 14 rebounds, every rebound after 14, we'll give you $1,000 USD.
Ooh,
so I was out there, 25 rebounds, 20 rebounds. I was out there doing all I can. And I was like averaging 30 points down there. Anything after 25, you get 1,000. So a game you get 35 and 25, that's a good payday. You know what I mean? That's a good. Besides what you get paid on contract, you getting cash flow too. So that's a good. Or like, if you playing a game and it's like a close game, you know, they come, yo, win this game for us. We give you double bonus salary. That goes on out there, and it's good money. Like that shit is good money out there. And that shit is, man, the bonuses is crazy. It's crazy for real.
Is that the norm in the Philippines?
It's a lot of money there.
God damn.
It's just a lot of money there.
The first bonus in our team this year is from the Kings game, right? You remember that? Because, okay, so that's the next question I would like to ask. Because the first game we play against Kings this year, I would say it is the best game you ever play as a Dreamers member. Before, like, Kobe, he talked about going to a zone. And that's the game that I feel like you go into the zone. So did you like have any particular experience or games when you go into a zone that you can share, or probably you can talk about that game, about when you are just on fire?
Yeah, I feel I had a lot of games like that, to be honest. When I just by the time I walk in the gym, you can already tell by how my look on the face. If I'm not smiling too much or I'm not really talking to anybody, I'm really in the zone like that. But at that particular game, I had my kids there. I had my girlfriend there at the time. My kids never been to Asia before. They never seen me play overseas basketball before. Only on YouTube, like highlights. So that was like a a special moment, and it was Christmas Day.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like that was big for me. I'm a big family guy. My kids are here on Christmas. I got to put on the show for them.
Right.
Then I also had some Kobe's on that didn't come out yet. That was pretty dope. That, you know what I mean? I'm like, I gotta get 40 in these right now. I gotta do this. We gotta get this win, and we gotta get this bonus.
Yeah.
So I was locked in for that.
And because that game, we are going to be the first seed in our league.
Yeah.
So that's the motivation from your family, right?
Mm-hmm.
I need to share, like for our audience and both of you guys, is when I saw Chris kid, and then I immediately figured out he is Chris kid. So you guys look so similar.
Yeah, we look alike. Yeah.
Walk similar, like look similar. It's like that's definitely Chris kid.
He wear a do-rag like me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell.
Yeah. So not just about this game. So before, can you share any those zone experience?
I had the same thing in the Philippines, and I even had it in the Cape my first year. My first year before I got hurt, we was most likely going to win a championship. I was locked in out there just because I was so happy to play basketball. Like you gotta have fun when you play. If you're not having fun with basketball, then it's kind of like you're just gonna go out there and go through the motions. When you having fun, you really mentally locked in. I was locked in out there. But also in the Philippines, I kind of made it a thing because they try to put pressure on me and Terrence Jones at the time because that was one of the most watched PBA games ever. To like who's better, who's the better NBA player, who's the better import for both teams. So I kind of like my thing said, prove them wrong. I try to go out there and prove them wrong. Like, okay, well he may be older than me, but I'm younger than him. But my game speaks for itself. I'm better than him, so I'm gonna go out there and lay on the floor, and that's what I did. And then we ended up beating them in the championship. Well, we beat them. We was up 2 games in the championship on them, and we ended up winning.
So how's the bonus over the championship? I believe this is like everyone wants to ask these questions.
That's the right questions.
The bonus was so quick. All right, so I'll let you know a secret, right? I went home with about
Wow, that's a lot. That's why he's quiet right now.
Yeah. I went home with almost about like 280,000 USD.
God.
2,000. Wow.
280,000 USD. You can't even get into America with anything more than 10,000 USD.
Yeah.
But because I was so much of a popular guy in the Philippines, when I got to the airport to finally go home, first of all, I had to stuff the money in my shoes. I had to give money to my cousin, my agent. I put it in my PlayStation. I was just stuffing it, trying to like smuggle money in. I'm like, damn, I got to get this money in because I know if they catch this money, they're gonna tax me. So I'm like, fuck, like I got to do it some way, somehow. But when I got to the airport, it was like the whole airport just stopped. Like I didn't get checked walking in the airport, nothing like that. I just kind of walked through the security. I took pictures with everybody in the airport, and I just got on my flight. And when I got to the U.S., like, they didn't say nothing about my money, like, at all.
Wow. So you are not like going to the
security? No.
No,
I was taking pictures with the security guards, and I thought that shit was that was cool. Like,
that's pretty cool.
That's dope. Like the whole airport just stopped and like wanted the picture with me.
That's why Chris' favorite country is Philippines.
That was cool.
No, that's baller as fuck. But yeah,
I will tell Jonathan that before when we go to the playoffs, bring your kids, give us bonus, and Chris will just lock in.
Bring your kids and give some.
I want to see like every game, Chris going to a zone, even in the practice.
You gotta be locked in.
And you talk about when you go into a zone, you're just smiling, you're just chilling. And can you tell us what's the feeling? Because the high level you're playing right now is like you need to play against those very great imports, like highest level. So what's the feeling when you go into a zone?
It's you're the best player on the court. That's it. You're the best player on the court. No one's better than you. The best player on the court.
Okay.
Like for the Kings game example, like that. They Chris McCullough NBA, Jeremy Lin NBA.
Yeah.
They old teammates.
Yep.
When he scored, oh my God, NBA. When I score, oh my God, NBA. But who was the best player on the court out of the NBA guys? Like, you got to set yourself apart. Now, I'm not saying he's a bad player. He's a great player. Like, that was one of my team. He was a guy I looked up to because he was older than me. And he was a vet when I was with him in Brooklyn. He had more years in the league with me. So I was always around him trying to learn from him. But, like, when we on the floor, I don't care. If you're not my teammate, I don't care what you got going on. I'm only worried about my team and winning the game. I'm not worried about nothing else. So I don't like you're an enemy at the end of the day. That's how I look at it.
When you are going to a zone, you are just focused and just
I'm the best player on the floor, and that's it.
All those voices are just disappearing.
I don't care about nobody talking in the stands. I don't care. I'm just the best player on the floor, and that's it.
Because I'm just so curious. I never asked professional players like that about when they go into a zone. Yeah. So you talk about Germany. I just think about that, whether we should talk about this conversation because you guys have the issue last year in the end of the game. So are you guys cool right now? Still cool?
Yeah, we cool. I mean, we don't talk like that, but like when I see him, it's, what up? You know what I mean? Like we was teammates before. Like
yeah.
I don't have no problem with Germany at all.
So you guys before you guys have a good relationship or?
Yeah, I mean when we was in Brooklyn, when I left Brooklyn, we kind of like not like I was texting him like how you do, what's up, bro, how you doing, but. When I first got to the Kings and I played against his brother, I'm like, yo, I didn't know he played basketball because his brother used to live in Brooklyn with us. He used to be around. So I'm like, I never knew he played basketball. I didn't know he played out here. Like, that's random. So that's the first time I knew Joe played basketball for real. Besides that, even after the incident that happened last year, text Jeremy, yo, my bad. You know, I ain't mean. We talked after the game too. After it happened, like, yo, it was an accident. Like, you didn't do it on purpose. You know, even the fans trying to make it seem like I was playing dirty. Like, you know, I went to grab a rebound.
But that's not the truth.
Yeah, I went to grab a rebound, but I don't have a problem with him at all.
Yeah. So I just want to use this podcast to clarify.
You use this platform to let everybody know. Me and Jeremy do not have no problem.
They are cool with each other.
Yeah, you have no problem.
So compare with the local players. Imports are more easy to place by the team, right? So I just think about that, whether I should take this like issue to come out and talk about it. But I feel like me and you have a good relationship and we're cool. So I just want to know that what's your mindset as an import? Because we can see lots of imports will be replaced like that. So as an import, what's your true mindset about it?
Honestly, for real, just when you go into certain countries and you go into a team, first of all, if you don't speak the language, you better try to learn the language. That's one thing. And get cool with everybody. Get familiar with the culture. Eat the food. Go out with people. Like, you know, like last year, I never went out with Jerry or you know. This year, I'm like, all right, y'all going out? Let me know. I'm gonna meet y'all. So we went to Korean barbecue. We had black. Like it was fun. It was cool to do that with them. And I know from there, I was like, yo, damn, Chris hang out with us. Like that's pretty cool. Like, you know what I mean? But this. When you're around the team, just be a team person. Like be cool. Like with us, we all got handshakes. You know what I mean? Like that's cool.
Yeah.
Everybody from back home, like, yo, you teaching them the handshake and stuff. Like that's cool. Like, so that's about it for me.
He just take a video about our handshake.
I was like, what is that? It's cool, right?
That's my secret with Chris.
Okay.
Before that game, me and Chris, we hang out and we have haka. we drink a lot, so that's why we have our secret
we gotta make a handshake. But I literally do a handshake with everybody on the team, from Jonathan, from Lou all the way Jonathan to coach to the last player. Everybody got a handshake. We gonna do this every game.
We got our own handshake.
We gonna do this every game. That's like what dreams do.
Yeah, that's how we are. So I know our audience are excited to hear about your story when you were in NBA, but let's talk about your background first. In the beginning of the show, I called you Mr. New York because you're probably the most New Yorker I've ever met. Can you talk about the place you grown and those like streets, culture in New York? And you want to talk about the gangster and the gun stuff. Let's talk about it.
I was playing with that, but I want to talk about the real side of New York. You know what I mean? So
of course.
But what exactly you want to talk about though?
Okay. So let's talk about how you grow up. Like, what's your street look like? Like, how difficult is Bronx?
It's not when you come from it. It's like first of all, I mean when you come from it, meaning like when you grow up in a place where you actually like see people get killed, or you see someone get shot, or you heard about someone who died or got stabbed. That's like real things that go on. But when you come from that, or you a part of that, it's like it's trauma, but it's kind of like, yo, like I'm used to it because I see it all the time. So it's like it's my normal. For you, it'd be like, damn, like people get shot over there.
Yeah,
that might be crazy, but like that's like I'm like, yeah, like it happens. It's normal. over there. So I don't really think about it like that on the outside looking in. But like, yeah, when growing up, like I lost my first best friend when I was 12 years old. And the same night he got killed was a night he invited me to go somewhere with him, which I knew I couldn't go because it was so far. I'm like, I can't go there. He ended up getting killed that night. So
he went to Brooklyn, right?
Yeah, he went to Brooklyn. He invited me to go to Brooklyn. I'm from the Bronx. First of all, Brooklyn and the Bronx is super far. It's like an hour and a half train ride. And I'm like, yo, I'm too young. I'm not taking the train over there. My mom not gonna let me go. I can't go. Same night he got killed. So I lost my first best friend at 12. And ever since then, it's kind of like each year you lose somebody. You lose another friend. Or somebody go to jail. Someone go to jail for 5 years. Someone do 10 years. And as you get older, you like, damn, but at this age, I'd have lost 9 friends already. Like, what the hell? But that's completely normal over there. So for me, I went to going into high school, I went to prep school, boarding school. So I left New York and went to school in Connecticut, New Hampshire, ended up going to school in Florida before Syracuse. So I was away from a lot of stuff. And so I only got to really be there in the summertime. But even in the summertime, I was playing AAU basketball, so I wasn't really around like that. But it was a lot going on still.
Because you talk about like the environment, like people got killed a lot, and so it is more a normal thing in your life. But what motivates you? You're still sticking on basketball, and how to say that? You're more in the normal way that people seems like things that a good guy should be.
So look, so this is when the convo gets good, right? Because I can talk about the real shit. But like when I was growing up, like I was into gangs. I was like doing, because that's normal. Like when you grow up, you live in a hood. It's a gang in the hood. Like if you from that area, you in that area, you grew up in that gang. So like say I live right here, right? And literally this is my hood, 156, right? And right here is another hood, 151. We so close, 5 streets apart.
Okay.
But my hood and this hood got beef. So I can't I can't go down here to go to the store.
Wow.
Because we got beef. So I got to go the opposite way just so I don't run into them. That's just how it is growing up. And literally, I'm living on 156 and on 153, 3 blocks away, I can't walk down there. Now I could because they know who I am. They respect me. I play basketball. But before, like, yo, you can't walk down there because we got beef with them. That's how crazy it is. But on the outside looking in, people will never think it's really like that in New York. You only see like Manhattan when you see on TV and stuff like that. It looks nice. But outside of that, it's like, it's rough in the area.
Yeah, because I think the reason I really touch about those gangster stuff is from a show in Netflix.
What show?
The Sun brothers. We talk about it.
Brother Son?
Yeah, Brother Sun. It's a little bit like that, but it's the West Coast side. But it's like
that's
different between.
It's totally
East
different.
Coast, right?
It's totally different. Yeah, it's totally different. And in New York, it's like New York. I think it's like 6 gangs, different gangs.
Whew.
Yeah, it's should I talk about this?
Yeah, it's okay.
It's
sure.
Bloods, Crips, Latin Kings. MS-13 is like Mexican gang. And then it's, what else? It's called DDP. It's Dominicans Don't Play. That's another gang. And that's about it. But in every hood, there's literally might be 3 of those different gangs in each hood. So literally, you gotta watch where you go. You can't go to certain areas. Even still, like to now, it got even worse. The younger kids now, you be 15 years old, 14 years old, kids shooting each other.
Because before I went to New York, but I'm a foreigner, so I don't know those kind of rules.
You don't know about this.
So for them, if they saw a foreigner go through the street, will they have like some problems with that or something?
No, they don't. No. A lot of people ask the same question, but it's not really like that. It's more of like if they don't know you, not you, but like say I'm one of the gangsters in my hood, and we see somebody we don't know. Back in the days, maybe like 2008, 2009, back in the days, and he's walking in my hood, we'll stop him like, yo, where you from? Like, you're not from over here. And if they say something wrong, then they'd jump him, they'd beat him up because he's not from that area. But that's how it was back then. Because
before when I was like, before the high school, my school have like kind of same stuff in Taiwan. I believe I don't know where
did you went to school?
No.
I mean, I never.
What is this?
No,
I didn't know.
So let me talk about it. In our school, before high school, our school have like different kind of gangster.
Okay.
It's like teenagers gangster.
Okay.
So that's why I want to ask about those questions to Chris, because those stuff seems like a little bit familiar with me, but I know. But in Taiwan, we are pretty safe. We are not in New York. New York, guns are legal. That kind of
States,
stuff.
yeah.
In states, those are legal. So I just want to know that what's your life when you growing up, like those experiences pretty dangerous for you.
Yeah, but I mean, it's pretty dangerous. But like for me, that's my normal. That's what I was used to. So I'm used to seeing it. So it was like it became second nature to me to see somebody go to jail, see somebody get shot, or somebody like 2 summers ago, I was home. I was literally, so like I said, I live on 156. I was on 149, so that's 7 blocks away. My cousin got shot twice, and he didn't even know he got shot twice. He thought he got shot once. He didn't even know he got shot.
Oh, what?
He was outside in the summertime, and another hood came to my hood and shot up my hood one day while my cousin was outside. And he literally, when he was running, he just felt himself get weak, and then he ran, and then he said he checked for his back pocket for his wallet, and his wallet wasn't there. He lost his wallet running, and then he noticed blood, and then when he noticed blood, that's when he fell out. But he thought he got shot once. He got shot right here, and then he got shot like right under his armpit. He ended up getting shot twice. He didn't know that till we got to the hospital. But it literally like 10 minutes before I met up with him.
Yeah.
Like that could happen like this fast.
Oh. So I cannot imagine that.
Yeah.
That's like a very dangerous.
Yeah.
But what's your motivation? Because like you said, it's very normal in your life. So what's your motivation to
Get out
playing
of this.
basketball and get out of
Yeah,
this?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think the motivation, I always wanted to go to NBA. Like everybody in New York wanted to play NFL or NBA. That's like every kid's dream, for real. So I always had the dream to go to the NBA. I never knew not how hard it would be, I never knew how hard the work was. I'm gonna say that. I always knew it'd be hard, but like, I've been playing basketball all my life. My family played basketball. All my uncles and my dad played college basketball, was high school All-American. So I come from a basketball family, so basketball came natural to me anyways. But I think when my first best friend died when I was 12 years old, that kind of motivated me to like, get out the hood and like, move my mom from the hood, put her in a nice house, move her to a different state, things like that. And that's what I always wanted to do.
Is there only this way to be a sportsman, like you play basketball or even the NFL? Is this only way that you can get away from the street? Or
No, not at all. I mean, you could go to college, you could go to school, you could find ways to make money.
Oh yeah.
After college, stuff like that, get a regular job. But like, I don't want a regular job. I want my job to be basketball.
Yeah.
I don't want to me, basketball isn't even a job. Like if you enjoy doing it, it shouldn't even be a job. Like if you enjoy doing it. I enjoyed playing basketball growing up. So I'm like, okay, well, this is gonna be my way to take my family out of the hood. This is my way.
Yeah, I assumed you played a lot locally in New York then, because New York is regarded as one of probably the best basketball cities in the United States, and if not the world. Have you played in some of, we hear about Rutgers Park, places like that. Have you played in places like that?
Yeah, I played in Rutgers growing up when I was younger. There's another place called Dykeman that's pretty well known. Played in there. It's street ball basketball. That's just what it is in New York. And if you a big name in New York, you kind of gotta play in these tournaments to show everybody why you got a big name. Right. So I did it growing up, and I did it when I was in college. I did it when I was in the NBA for a while, but I stopped now. I don't play no more. But.
So as a New Yorker, what's the different sport culture between New York and other places?
What's the difference?
Yeah.
The way we dress, the way we talk, our fashion.
Some accent?
The way we talk. Yeah, the way we talk. We talk different from, so like New Yorkers talk different from Jersey, people from Jersey, New Jersey. We have a different accent. We say different words, got different meanings. And the way we dress, for real. Like I think we got a good sense of fashion.
Wait, so did New York and Brooklyn really have a big rival?
No. So Brooklyn's in New York. But like Bronx and Brooklyn have a rival.
That's how I said Taoyuan and Zhongli. That's
same place.
So I have a joke. It's about in Taoyuan, pilots their home course. There's another place called Zhongli. So Zhongli is a part of Taoyuan. So I would say that's another country for us.
That's how it's similar. So So in New York, so all right. So we got the Bronx, and then I should put it like this. Matter of fact, we got 5 boroughs: Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, Staten Island, in Brooklyn, whatever.
Yeah.
We consider Staten Island like a whole different, like, cause that's like you gotta take a ferry in the water to get out there. Like that's so far. Like no one go. I live by Staten Island now, but I live on the Jersey side of Staten Island, so I live close. I'm like 10 minutes from Staten Island, but that's far. So no one, or even like when we talk about New York, when people be like, I'm from New York, you think of the city like Bronx, Manhattan, Brooklyn.
Yeah.
You don't think about, you live in Long Island.
Long Island. Long Island is only Long Island. It's not New York. It's different
or
place.
you live in Buffalo or Syracuse. That's not, we don't consider that, it's New York, but we don't consider that like the city.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those area is not just with
it's not the same.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Everything's different. Like y'all dress different from us. Y'all talk different from us. Like it's just totally different.
Yeah.
Who going back to the previous convo, who is kind of your basketball GOAT coming out of New York then? Because there are a lot of legends coming out of New York.
My basketball GOAT coming out of New York. Damn, that's a good question.
Yeah.
My basketball GOAT. I don't have a basketball GOAT, man, for real. But it was so many plays that I watched in high school. All right, so Devin E. Banks. He's from Jersey, I think, though. So he's not really
a New Yorker.
Yeah, I'm trying. Lamar Odom for
Lamar
me, yeah, because he was 6'9", could dribble, could shoot, could pass.
Yeah.
So for me, I watched him a lot when I was younger. Who else I can say?
I really thought you were going to talk about your Syracuse.
Melo?
Yeah.
Melo. Yeah, he's only Melo.
Do you guys consider him from New York, or is he really from Baltimore?
He's from New York,
okay.
but he moved to Baltimore at a certain age, so he was like
half.
Yeah. So
wait, so is he a really engaged or? I'm very curious about this question.
Yeah, I believe I asked you about this question.
Yeah,
before.
so Carmelo is engaged, or I heard that like DeMar DeRozan or maybe Brandon Jennings. I don't.
Most right? You told me that.
Yeah,
I'm not really know. Like,
I don't know if Carmelo. I don't know if he's in the game. To be honest, I don't know who's in the game. Monty Ellis for sure.
Yeah.
But and Brandon Jennings may be too. DeMar DeRozan may be. Who knows? I don't know. But they from Compton, where gangs are present in their area. Like they grow up in that, so maybe. But you know what it is too. Say like in my neighborhood, right? Or in my neighborhood, for example, you grow up, there's gangs around, but you the star basketball player. You from the same city, same town, whatever. You from the same area. You automatically, officially are in the gang just because you from that same area.
Yeah, sure.
Automatically. But you may be the basketball star, so they'd be like, yo, you don't got to do what we do. You play basketball, but you automatically in it just because. You might be born in it just because. But that don't mean typically like, I was holding guns and I was in a gang. But you just in it just because you in that area. You're from that area. You are part of this no matter what. Like.
Okay. So after this like New York stories, I believe lots of audience are curious about your tattoo because you are like one of the most tattooed in our whole league. So can you share?
For real?
I think so.
Oh, with the dude on the Kings.
Who?
The one on the Kings. You know what I'm talking about?
Tony Mitchell. Oh no.
He was my client before.
The local guy.
He
No, I mean import. So can you share about some of your tattoos story from that?
Most of my tattoos are like tattoos from my neighborhood. Like my first tattoo I got when I was 12 years old.
Okay.
Like, like that's not even possible to get a tattoo at 12 years old. But like I got my tattoo in my hood, literally in my hood. I got my name, I still got it, but like now it's like dumb. Why you get your name tattooed? You know what I mean? But at the time, it's cool to get a tattoo. Yeah. Especially at that age. I'm in middle school with a tattoo and I'm from New York. Like that's cool.
Yeah.
But mostly all my tattoos are like I got 301. That's my building number. 7C is my apartment number. You know, I got New York tatted both times.
Yeah, there's a Knicks. No, not Knicks.
Yankees.
Yeah,
I'm from the Bronx,
I know you hate another.
I got New York tatted.
You mean
Mets?
What else? I got my hood tatted on me right here, 156 Cortland Avenue. So I mean, most of my tattoos are like hood tattoos, basically, or they mean something to me. I got my right hand man's that have died. Yeah, I got him. I got a big like sculpture tattoo of him, and I don't know. I got so many, bro. I got so many.
Is the 444 reference to Jay-Z's album, or not?
No, but it's not reference to Jay-Z album. It means for better, for worse, for life. That's what it means to me.
That means
But-
more, honestly.
Yeah. But it kind of goes back to his album though. It's fire, yeah.
After this conversation, I think we can talk about your NBA life. Before you played overseas, you played in NBA for 3 years, for Brooklyn. 4 years. Yeah, 4 years. Sorry. Brooklyn, Washington D.C., Detroit. Can you talk about us through the night when you been in the draft by the Nets?
Damn, I'm trying to remember this night. All right, so I'm gonna talk you through the whole draft thing again.
Okay.
All right, so arrive at the draft, right? Get there, and like I said, the draft process is super long. It's literally like 4 hours long until I got drafted. So I'm sitting there and waiting, and fast forward to the 22nd pick. By the 23rd pick, it was, I think, Dallas or Portland. My teammate at the time, Ronnie Hollis Jefferson, he also got drafted, but he went to Portland and got traded to Brooklyn.
Yeah.
I didn't know that until after I got drafted. So by the time he got drafted, I was either going to go to Dallas, Boston, the 28th pick, or the Golden State to the 30th pick. So those are the teams that was going to pick me up. But I kind of knew before the draft that Brooklyn was going to take me if I was still on the board at the time. So I already knew where I was going. So by the 25th pick, they came to me, whispered in my ear, like, yo, Brooklyn's going to take you at the 29th pick. Like, you know what I mean? Just when we come over here, we can hand you the hat. You're going to walk this way and follow us. And right, that's when I knew. And then when they told me that, my mom was sitting beside me. So when they whispered in my ear, she got like so excited. She started like grabbing my hand and like she got nervous. I'm like, yo, chill, cause you gonna make me nervous. Like, I don't want to walk and trip and stuff like that. Like, relax. So like the whole time I'm waiting. Then they at the 28th pick, you know, he finally come out, walk out, whatever. The Brooklyn Nets select Chris McCullough, 29th pick, Brooklyn Nets. And like the whole arena was like yelling and stuff like that. I had people from my hood there. Yeah. My family was there. So it was kind of cool to walk the stage, shake his hand. That's like a lifelong dream for anybody from New York. So that whole thing was dope. Then fast forward to when I get traded. I got traded on a layup line after All-Star break. I literally got traded on a layup line. And I left the game on a layup line. And I take the train to Philly. I get traded to Washington. Philly plays Washington and Philly. And I get traded there, and I finally like ended up in DC. DC finished. They didn't re-sign me after my rookie contract, so I ended up getting picked up by Detroit. I was at Detroit. I was playing well during training camp. The coach at the time was Dwayne Casey. He used to coach the Raptors or whatever. He had told my agent that, yo, I'm one of the best players on the floor besides Blake Griffin. Yep. And at the time, it was a guy named John Law. We played the same position or whatever. He was hurt at the time. Like, he had like a year-ending injury, what I was told. So they were telling me, like, yo, you going to come in, you going to replace him, take his spot for the year. So I'm like, okay, cool. You know, that's pretty cool to do. Like, the last day of minicamp, John Law was playing 5-on-5 with us, playing pickup. So I'm like, what the fuck going on? Like, I just told me he was hurt for the year, and now he's playing full court basketball. Like, what's going on? Like, someone's lying to me or someone not being real. So going to the next day, he's come back and he's playing pickup again. So after that same day, I ended up getting a deal from China. So I weighed my options like, okay, well, it's only a 15-team roster. I'm the 16th man, and he's still here playing. So they going to keep him because he's on contract already. So I might as well just go. So I ended up just taking the contract with China, and I just left Detroit.
I see.
Yeah. Okay. And that's how the overseas happened.
Yeah, because you talk about doing Casey, and before you came to Dreamers last year, Malcolm Miller, his head coach is doing Casey too. He told me that he's a cool guy. Yeah, he's a nice guy. So what's your vision about doing Casey?
He's cool. Like, when I was there, he was pretty cool. He was pretty easy to work with. He's a good coach to be around. He teaches young guys a lot of things, which is pretty good for a coach. And I don't know, I like playing there. Like, it was cool to play there with Reggie Jackson, Blake Griffin. Yep. Honestly, watching Blake Griffin when I was in high school, like, I don't know if you ever seen the clip when I was on the USA team. Did you see it before?
Oh, I forgot.
Well, is it like a clip? It's on YouTube. It's viral.
The one that, the one where
I was in that video. So, like, watching him from that to being on a team with him to going out to eat with him is like, yo, bro, like, do you remember the time when you did this shit? I mean, yo, I was one of the kids that was around for that.
Kevin Knox in the audience, right? I
Kevin Knox? I don't think Kevin Knox. He was younger. So
no. Mix. You got it.
That's just a joke. There's a lot. I'm cool with Meeks too. That's like one of my closest friends out here too. But yeah, he was there. It was like
Yeah.
it was a lot of us there, so that was pretty cool to be around.
Okay. So you talk about when you was in the draft, you already know you are going to be drafted by Brooklyn. So can you tell me the process why you know about Brooklyn going to draft you?
Yeah. So during the process, you got to do like it's basically like a regular job. You go in, you got to do your interview, and then you go in, you in a room with about 15 people sitting in like a circle round table, and you at the bottom of the table, and everybody's looking at you and asking you questions. So did you smoke in high school? So did you smoke? Did you drink? Was you partying? Are you a party guy? Do you work hard? Are you a family man? Who's the guys that's always around you? Who's your cousin that's always around you? What do he do for work? You know, what do your mother and father do for work? They ask you things like that. Or they may ask you, I had some teams ask you some like weird things. Like I think the Heat and the Rockets asked me like, yo, how many basketballs can fit in this room?
What?
Yeah,
What?
You know, some teams they ask you some dumb shit. They ask you some just to see what you're gonna say. They ask you stupid shit.
Okay.
And it's like, your agent supposed to prepare you for like shit like that.
Okay.
So I'm like, I don't know, maybe like 100 basketballs. You know, what does 1 and 1 mean to you? 2. Yeah, but they ask dumb shit like that just to see what you gonna say. They ask dumb shit, you know. So. But I was like well prepared for my interview. And every single interview I had with I had like 17 interviews because I couldn't work out or I couldn't train with the teams because I was hurt going through the draft process. So all my shit depended on how well I was going to be dressed, how well I spoke to the GMs and the owners of the team, and how well my interview went. And every single interview went perfect.
Okay.
But when I had my house in Brooklyn, it felt like home. Like I was in there chilling.
Yeah.
It felt like home. So they told me like, yo, if you on the board at this time, we picking you up. Like you gonna be our first guy to ever get drafted to the Brooklyn Nets.
And you talk about when you getting drafted, all the audience are just yelling. I believe it's because you are in Madison. You are in New York, right?
Yeah, so I'm the first hometown draft pick to the Brooklyn Nets.
Oh, so that's why.
Yeah.
And you said because I heard.
Let me give you another fun fact too.
Okay.
I became one of the first players to ever play in a G League game in the morning and then an NBA game at nighttime.
Oh, I remember that story. I watched the article from New York Report before this. So you see, I do a lot of work for this.
He did his research.
I remember you play for the Long Island,
The Long Island Nets, yeah.
And then in the
at
afternoon
nighttime,
you go to
literally like an hour and a half after.
Yeah,
dress up for the game. Yeah.
I know that. Oh, when I saw that story, I feel like, wow, that's true.
I did that for like 3 months straight, bro. I was so tired. So tired.
You talk about Miami because I listened to Paul George podcast. He and probably Gordon Hayward, they talk about the draft workout. The most hardest is Miami Heat.
Yeah.
And can you share about some of those memories when you work out?
I never had workout with them, but like I said, I couldn't work out. I was hurt.
Oh yeah.
But like
right?
all my friends that worked out for Miami or played for Miami, they all said like that's one of the toughest organizations because you got to be in perfect shape. And your body gotta be. You can't have no body fat. You gotta be well fit for that team. And in the summertime, doing workouts, they're gonna run your ass. They're gonna make you work hard. Like that's one of the hardest organizations I heard.
Ooh. So that's the truth. That's the truth
that's
about
the truth.
Miami Heat. So that's why we call Heat culture, right?
Yeah.
Did you have like a welcome to the NBA moment when you were at in your first year?
What's my welcome to NBA moment? I feel like I did. My first welcome to NBA. Yeah, I got fouled hard. I was trying to dunk when we played against the Pelicans one day, and I was trying to dunk on Perkins.
Oh, big pick.
Yeah, and he put me on my ass. Like he found me hard. Like one of them hard. Like this not it, young fella. Like you gotta relax. Yeah, he found me. He found me hard one day, and I'm like, damn, like this motherfucker strong. And then who else? Another moment.
No popcorn on your car.
Nah. I never had none of that. But I had friends who had that, but I never had none of that. I had like good vets on my team. But another time, welcome to NBA moment was like we played against OKC, and I'm boxing out. It's me. It's me. I'm lying. Was this with the Nets or was this with Washington? I think it was the Nets. It was Thomas Robinson. It was Steven Adams, and it was me. Literally, Steven Adams look at me. It was like, I'm gonna get this rebound. So I'm like, yo, bro, like, damn. Like that's disrespectful. Like he just told me that to my face. Like, yo, he literally, whoever shot the shot missed, and he really got the rebound. But it's the way he got the rebound, and then the fact that he told me he's gonna get the rebound was like, yo, that's pressure. Like, bro, like, come on, how you gonna tell me you gonna get the rebound? Then you get the rebound. He moved me with one leg, like just moved me, and then he moved Thomas. Thomas Robinson is a strong dude too. Right. Like he a big dude. Moved him too. One arm, literally, like me one leg, him one arm, and literally grabbed the rebound. But it's the fact that he told me he's gonna get the rebound. Like he told me he was gonna get the rebound, and he's one of the strongest guys I ever played with in my life. He might be the strongest NBA player. I think you can YouTube it too. A lot of NBA players say he's one of the strongest guys ever.
He's my favorite center,
bro. He's different, bro.
In my life.
That's crazy.
I played against him in high school too, and he was the same way.
Because there's a stat. I'm a stat guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's like the most best screen assist for the whole league.
Yeah, I can see that.
The screen assist points from him is like a lot.
Yo, he's so strong, bro. When he set a and then he's like wide too. He's strong and he's wide. So when he set a screen, you got to get all the way around him to try to fight back over. By the time you do that shit, he already got the ball. And he got big hands. He catch one hand and dunk easy.
He's strong.
Yeah, bro.
Wow. So that's the experience.
He look like he a Viking. Like,
Viking. Yeah.
It's wild.
Other players like Adams like that you've ever faced to like he's very strong.
There's
like
no
that.
one like Adams.
So he's the one and only, right?
Yeah, there's no one like. But Nene.
Remember Nene?
Nene, he's a real strong. He's one of the strongest guys too I played against.
He just get one rebound and put out 3 Warrior players on the ground.
Yeah. He's strong. But there's no one like Steven Adams. There's no one like him.
So our audience know about like Steven Adams is the most strongest player ever. And
he's different.
And this is confirmed by the former NBA player right now.
Yeah, he's different.
So I always have this thought. Have you ever seen your scouting report? Your own scouting report when you were a rookie.
Who's your comparison?
Yeah. I saw two comparisons. Well, one
Chris Bosh and LaMarcus Aldridge.
Yeah. And I saw is Abdul Rahim from Grizzlies.
Abdul Rahim?
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah, I saw that. For real?
Yeah.
In
NBA
draft.com.
Yeah, it's draft.com. Draft.com or Draft Express?
No, .com.
Yeah, .com.
I never seen that. I seen like Chris Bosh and LaMarcus Aldridge before. I never seen. Word? Yeah, you gotta send me that. I want to see that.
Okay,
you can Google that.
Yeah, but I actually want to see that. I never seen that before.
And let's say if you're not injured in your ACL, you might just like LaMarcus Aldridge and maybe draft in lottery.
Yeah, I think Aldridge was 2.
Yeah, before you came in, we were just talking about maybe if you are not injured, you are not hurt. Maybe
I was gonna go lottery, bro. Like I was at top 5 at one. I was like top 5 one point in college, and I was averaging. It was me, Jalil Okafor, and Stanley Johnson. He went to Arizona. We was all as freshmen averaging like 15 and like 9 or something like that. Some crazy like that. Mm-hmm. So I was at top 5, and then when I got hurt, I literally like week by week was sliding down the draft board like low and low and low.
Yeah.
But I knew I was still gonna go to the first round. That's why I left.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But you gotta show me this though.
Yeah, I'm trying. The internet is pretty bad right now.
In your draft year, it's like 2015.
Mm-hmm.
Who is the best player and the bust player?
The best player in that class?
Yeah.
I don't know. We have so many. I want to read that. Hold on, put that right there. I want to read that. We have so many guys in that draft. Like,
beside the All-Star, beside Towns, maybe Devin Booker, D'Angelo Russell, who is the best? Or maybe we will sleep on in this player?
I don't, bro. It was too many guys. I'm trying to think who was. It was a lot of good guys. Like Terry Rozier was in that draft. Bobby Portis was in that draft.
Yeah.
Rondé Jefferson was in that draft. Willie Cauley-Stein was in that draft. It was so many good guys in it. That was like a good draft class, to be honest. So I don't. It was a good draft class. So it's kind of hard to answer.
Oh yeah.
To be honest, but you know what's crazy though? Like in high school, I never knew Devin Booker was gonna be like that. Like he didn't have the same game he has now. He was totally different. Who else? D'Lo's game was totally different from now.
Yeah.
Everybody's game was a little bit different. So I didn't even know that. Let me read this real fast.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
We need to give Chris some time for his scouting report right now because he never watch it.
I never seen this one.
Yeah, it's
NBA
NBA.
But
Comparison is Abdul Rahim.
this is a good. I mean, this is accurate though.
Yeah, because I saw Lamarcus Aldridge,
Yeah.
Chris Bosh. Yeah. So when I saw that,
But everything is right. It's like runs the floor pretty well, rebounds really good, scores at a high level,
Yeah.
defend above the rim, very dangerous in transition, use a good angle when running with guards, attack the basket, ability to put the ball on the floor, make quick moves to the basket, draw a lot of fouls, get good close looks at the hoop. That's like very accurate. This is what I do
He's
now.
reading his scouting report right now.
This is what I do now.
Everyone.
So you think the comparison is actually accurate?
This is actually
Accurate.
Yeah, has potential to stretch the floor with his outside shot. That's 100% accurate. Confidence in jumper is building. He's a threat to knock down 15 and 17-footer with range even out to the college three-point line. I definitely wasn't shooting three. I only shot 1 3 in college.
Oh.
I only shot 1 3 in college. Yeah, it's crazy. And I made that 1 3. Because my coach, he would say, if you don't shoot them in practice, don't shoot them in a game. So all my shots would be mid-range.
Okay.
But this is like, yeah. Yeah.
Pretty cool. So
Unselfish.
yeah.
So some decent passing ability. Yeah, see, like,
Talk about your shot selection, man.
this is pretty well, man. This is good right here. Yeah, this is good right there.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
So when you're back from the ACL injury around early February in the rookie year, you finally get some time to prove yourself. And at that time, you often use the hashtag late sleep. So on your Twitter feed. So besides that, do you think that is your team, any of your teammates are in the same situation as you?
Right now?
At that time, at the Brooklyn
At the
Nets.
moment.
At the moment.
Like
In the same,
your-
like what situation?
Rookie year, like they sleep on that play. Like he's hooping, he's really good, but it's not much people know. He's
I
really
kind of
good.
I understand what you're saying. NBA is really all opportunity. Like when you get your opportunity, and it's very small window of opportunity you get to get, unless you top 5 pick and you go to a team where you get the ball and you have the ball in your hand. So like with every little minute you get, you gotta like show what you can do in that minute. So when I got in that game, my first game back, I don't know how many minutes I played, but I hit my very first shot. You know what I mean? I ended up grabbing like 4 or 5 rebounds. So that was like my welcome to the NBA for hitting my first shot. And then each game got better and better. I got more adjusted to the game faster because the game will go a little faster when you get to the NBA until you kind of figure out different angles and how to slow the game down a little bit till you really know the knowledge of the NBA game and certain words that they use. Once you get to that point, it slows down a little more, and that's when the game starts to get better for me.
So I knew the reason why you attempt to the NBA draft earlier was because of your child, right? Your unborn child. But in the same time, you were dealing your injury too. So when you look back right now, do you regret make this decision too early in your career? Like you can prove yourself another year in college if you want.
No, I think I made the right decision. I made the right decision. It wasn't only because my son was about to be born, but in the NBA, when you're about to get drafted, they draft you on your potential, not on how many years you do in college. Because when you do a lot of years in college, you consider as an old player, and they don't want old players. They want young guys that has potential. So, and I feel like at one point, like I said, with top 5, I was on the top of the board. When you up the top, you gotta leave. There's no reason for you to stay in college. And who knows how I would have came back to college or when would I have played that next season. Like, cause I didn't play to the next very season to February. Even when I played February, I wasn't 100%. So who knows when I would have been playing at 100%. Maybe I'd have came back for my junior year. Now I'm 2 years later than the draft. And now I'm considered, he's an old guy now. So I had to leave.
So before we talk about your life in China, in Philippines, even in Taiwan. So how's your life live when you was in the NBA? Because we know NBA have like lots of girls, lots of like money, lots of luxury stuff.
Lots of party.
Yeah, lots of party. And especially you are in New York, I believe you are like famous over there. So can you share to us about your life when you was in NBA?
NBA life is pretty cool. I don't think the thing with me, I was whatever I was doing in the NBA, I was doing it already before I was ready there. Like I was already going outside, I was already partying and going to the clubs, or had a lot of girls. I was doing that before the NBA, so that was like, I'm still doing it. But now I have the money to actually do whatever I want to do. But I was still doing it. But it's cool, you know. You go to city 4 or 5 times a week. You travel. You might go to Utah, then go to Miami, to be in LA the next day. And at the time, I didn't have no girlfriend. So at the time, I'm like, yo, I had girls in LA. Yo, I'll be in LA 2 days. You know what I mean? We gonna go to this spot. Then I fly to Miami. Call my little Miami. Yo, listen, I'm be in Miami 3 days. I'm gonna meet you outside. So it was fun to do that.
That's the dream.
That's the dream.
Yeah, it was fun to do that, but it was just fun to play city to city and do like really live out your dream. You know what I mean? So that was dope.
So which city is your favorite?
I'm gonna guess Miami.
Miami, Miami, LA.
Bro, Miami.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you the popular NBA cities. So it's New York, Miami, LA, Atlanta.
Oh, Atlanta.
Yeah, Atlanta.
Oh, they got lots of strip club. I know.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what else is a popular LA city.
He didn't deny it.
Nah, yeah, not really. What's a good NBA city? Maybe
Memphis?
Wow, Memphis?
Houston.
Oh.
Houston, LA, New York. What? Houston, LA, New York,
Atlanta,
Miami,
and
Atlanta. That's the best 5 NBA cities.
So that's why you have the Airbnb in Houston.
Nah, you just get more for your money out there.
So I want to give Chris this opportunity to share about his Airbnb in Houston.
I have 2 Airbnbs in Houston. Well, I have 3 Airbnbs in Houston. I'm about to have 4. I'm getting another one, but I have 2 set up right now, and I get the keys for the 3rd one in April. So that one will be set up in April.
Okay.
And then they'll be on the website. They be ready to go.
So where can you find it? Go to your Instagram.
Go to my Instagram. The link is in the bio. The link is in the bio.
This episode is sponsored by
Chris McCullough.
The link is in the bio.
Okay, so we talk about city, and the first city you live is Brooklyn. But I believe you are very familiar with this is when you born when you was a child. But I'm just curious, what's the team culture in Brooklyn that time? Because Brooklyn is like in a very bad situation, right?
Nah, it was downtown, and this was like when Brooklyn is like on a so they started building a lot of like nice skyrise buildings.
Yeah.
They made downtown Brooklyn look so nice.
No. I mean the team
the
culture.
organization. It was terrible. It was bad.
That's what I want to hear about. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah. Oh man, that would. We would go into each game like, all right, guys, bring it in. Like, just go play hard. You know, go out there and play hard.
Who's your head coach at that time?
Lionel Hollins.
I see.
Was it still the Russian owner at the time?
At the time. Yeah. But at the time, we sucked. And we had good players. Like, it was Joe Johnson. We had Jared.
Right.
At the time, Joe Johnson was the 2nd highest paid player. First of all, off the book story, when he showed me one of his checks, and I seen what he got paid in that check, and I seen my check. I'm just like, yo, like this don't like the fact that you get this every 2 weeks is ridiculous, you know. But when you a rookie, you gotta pay a lot of money to like taxes. And at the time, I lived in New York, but like the team came from Jersey, and we used to practice in Jersey. So now I'm paying New Jersey and New York tax. Then you gotta pay like NBA rookie dues. Then you gotta pay like
agent fee.
So when you you're a rookie and you get your first couple checks for first like 6 months, it's not really much. It's not a lot. It's not what you normally supposed to get. It was very low. So I'm like, damn, what the fuck? Like, and then right after that, like 2 days later, they came around with like checks, you know, for NBA 2K. So everybody that's in NBA 2K get the 2K check.
Right.
But I didn't get it because I was in there the year before I got there. So I'm looking at that shit like, did I get this too? so by your 2nd year, you start to get the jersey sale checks, and you get the NBA 2K check, and then you finally get your money because you don't got to pay no more rookie dues. So you get your full check, and that's when they become like, okay, now I can really live how I want to live, you know.
So when you're in the rookie year, I saw Joe is on your team.
I saw them facts.
Did he share like any experience or skill to you?
No, he ain't really. Honestly, for real, I was just like, I was more around Jared Jack.
Jared Jack.
Yeah, he kind of took me under his wing, and then at the time he had this nice Bentley, just 2-door Bentley, and he was like, yo, as long as you keep it clean, whatever, you can drive it. Like, so I'll be rolling around my hood. I come through driving a Bentley, and that was cool. Like, I'm driving a Bentley. Sometimes he'll give me the Rolls Royce to drive, and that's like a big car. Like, you know what I mean? That's a lot of money. So I would be around Jared Jack more, but Joe Johnson is like, at the time he was signed with Jordan, so he would like give me and Rondé a lot of like Jordans, anything he'd get, and outside he'd just give us them. But besides that, like the Nets, like playing with the Nets was cool, but like we sucked as a team. It was bad.
So Jaren Jack did you see that he is your team vocal leader and locker room leader? Or so in your Wizard years, who is the vocal leader and locker room leader?
Brad Beal and John Wall.
Okay. So the two core star.
Yeah, two co-star.
Yeah, because talk about John Wall. Last episode we are talking about, because John Wall is like, he's the first one draft, and then he got hurt.
And before.
And yeah, he tried to come back, and then he fell. And I think there got some rumors talk about his high pride.
Yeah.
And some bad stuff from him.
Yeah.
So can you share us about his personnel?
He cool. Like he cool off the court. When I first got to the Wizards, and he seen who I was, and seen like I'm my own man. I do things how I do things, not how somebody else want to do things, and I don't follow anybody. And like the way I dress and carry myself, or like we go to a certain city and like, I know Chris got some girls over there. Like, you know what I mean? So that's why he adapted to me, because I'm original. I'm easy to talk to. Like, you feel me? So me and him relationship, we cool. Like to this day, we still talk. I go to Miami to see him all the time. Sometimes I work out with him in Miami. So we cool. We don't have no problems at all. He a good locker room dude too. Like he gon' grab you under the wing. He gon' like, if he go shopping, you gon' shop with him. He's one of those type of guys.
So what's your opinion right now? Because he's not in the NBA, but I believe the last year when he was in the Clippers, he's still good. Yeah. He's not like the elite John Wall right now, but he's still good. But what do you think that he's out of NBA right now?
It's all politics, to be honest. That's why a lot of guys are out of NBA. It's all politics, to be honest. All politics. Isaiah Thomas.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's out of NBA. You don't think he can still hoop? Like, come on. John Wall can't hoop? DeMarcus Cousins can't play basketball? It's all politics, bro.
Let's talk about the detail. What's about those politics? That's the real shit I want to know.
It's just that's what it is. I don't know. A lot of people get labeled also. Like you get labeled. If you're a party guy, you get labeled as a party guy. They don't want party guys. Mm-hmm. Like they don't want people who come with a whole entourage. They don't want certain things about the NBA. Then they also trying to market certain guys to the NBA league. They want guys like Luka to come from overseas. They want Giannis to come overseas and make NBA better. So that's what it is. That's just all politics. Like it's evident.
Because I know about politics. I know the most politics stuff is probably from you. The Billy King, he drafted you, and then Sean Marks
comes from the Spurs, and he wants to change the whole culture and bring the Spurs culture to Brooklyn. It was like, I don't want no New York guys on my team. Okay, so trade me. You don't want a New York guy, trade me.
You tell him to trade you?
Trade me.
Okay.
Oh.
Trade me.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Did you want to go to DC? Was that? Did you get your pick?
You don't have no idea.
Okay.
You don't have no idea where you're going to go. It's like, and you never know if you're getting traded or not. Like, I got traded on a layup line. But I'm just like, okay, you don't want me here. I'm not welcome. And clearly, like, you're not going to play me because you came here. You want a whole different culture around the team. So, all right, just trade me then. You know what I mean? Hopefully, I can land somewhere where I get an opportunity. And I landed in Washington where it was 5 guys ahead of me and played the same position.
Yeah.
So it was like,
Kelly Oubre, Otto Porter.
Not even.
Markieff
No.
Morris.
I had Markieff Morris, Mike Scott.
Oh, yeah, Mike Scott.
Yeah, Mike Scott. Jan Mahimi, Jason Smith.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I had all these guys, and all these guys, they paid $60 million, $80 million. So they're going to play whoever they pay. So you got to just waste your time and opportunity. Anytime I got in the game, I did what I had to do.
So that's more like Brooklyn tried to manipulate you.
Not even manipulate me, because like my second year, they fired everybody. They fired my GM who brought me in. They fired him. So I'm not a part of the crew. So in my second year, Sean Marks, they draft Karis LeVert. So Karis LeVert is his guy. So he's going to play Karis LeVert before he played me because he didn't draft me. That's how it works. That's the politics behind it.
Right.
Yes, because they are rebuilt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so that's the pity part for me is you're supposed to be the power forward of modern NBA prototype.
Yeah.
But you never have the chance to prove yourself. I watched an article talk about like those experience I talk about is the Sean Marks part of this politics. We talk about Brooklyn and we didn't talk about like real about Wizards because I feel like everybody is very curious about Wizards that time because it's a very potential team, right? Kuan, right?
Yeah,
They got
lived in
second
DC.
round. Yeah, they got second
He's
round.
from DC.
Oh,
so
the player? Where you lived at in DC? You from DC? Or
Yeah, I lived in DC for about 10 years. So I went to the game. I went to 5 games. I checked when you were there. I didn't get to see you play, but because of the DMPs. But how was your experience there?
It was pretty. DC was cool as fuck. I like DC to be honest. It was like I said, the game. It's cool as fuck. But the games I did play, I would do better than the guys who they play. So like for example, and this is my guy, Yao Mahimi, right?
Yeah.
And he was getting paid $60 million, almost $70 million a year or whatever his contract was. I would literally play 8 to 10 minutes and get 8 points and like 6 rebounds, 2 alley-oops, put-back dunk or something like that, and hit a mid-range jump shot. And everybody on the team like, yo, how you come in the game that fast and like be scoring rebound that fast? They be like, yo, but damn, he get paid all this money, and he might score 4 points. You know, he might have 4 fouls. It was like that, and I'm like, yo, I can't really talk about him because that's my vet, but like, I would be in the gym working out before the game and after the game, and then like the GM would come peek in there and see if I'm working or whatever. But they never gave me my opportunity, so they never really see what I could really do. Besides in practice when I would play, but practice is practice. Like, you know, they like I said, they pay the guys. They're gonna play whoever they gotta pay. So I never really got my shot with that.
That's so. I feel like it's a very bad story because I know like how you work out yourself and how you treat basketball very seriously. So I just feel like bad for you about that.
I don't feel bad for me. I still made my dream a reality, to be honest. So don't feel bad for me. I made it to the NBA. I made it to the highest level. So
I agree. So we speak about John Wall, like some of your teammates, and another guy who is still an NBA star right now. Who his name is Bradley Beal.
Yeah.
And I know lots of fans know that Bradley Beal probably the most nice guy in the league, and he has one of the best talent to score. Can you talk about his impact, whether on and off the court, for you?
He's a great scorer. I noticed it. I knew it I watched him in college when he was at Florida, so I knew what type of player he was. When I first got to the Wizards and I seen him the day they played against Philly and he had like 46 points, I'm like, damn, this guy really a scorer. But then I seen him do that on like various occasions, so I'm like, yeah, this guy's really like, he's one of them. He's one of them ones that can actually score, get downhill, and create any shot he want to do. Off the court, he a cool dude. Like I play Call of Duty with him still.
Yeah, I know.
You know
I know.
mean? So like,
you guys follow each other on Instagram, right?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people follow me in NBA still, but like that's still my guy. I told him every once in a while, I still play the game with him. Like he cool off the court.
So you guys still contact right now?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Does he actually eat a lot?
Do he eat a lot?
Because DC fans at the time gave him a nickname, Panda.
Panda?
Yeah. Because he ate a lot.
It's because he ate a lot?
Yeah, apparently.
Oh, I didn't know. I never knew why he got that name, to be honest.
This is the first time I heard that.
Yeah, I guess that's
Panda? You never heard about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's his nickname. I didn't know it was because he eat a lot. But I might watch it when another man eats, though. Like, I don't know.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
And we talk about Wizards, we talk about Brooklyn. So the last part of your journey in NBA is in Detroit. And as everybody knows that I never heard any good words from Detroit, even from Doug, like from my friends. Can you let us know about what's your opinion about this city and the Pistons organization?
Detroit is trash. Detroit trash. But I'm very biased. I'm from New York. So
yeah.
Detroit, to me, if it's not a main city, like I said, LA, New York, Miami, if it's not a main city like that, it's trash to me.
Okay.
The Detroit, it's not much to do. It's gloomy outside most days. You know what I mean? So it's not much to really do.
So how about the organization?
It was cool, but like I wasn't there for very long, so
okay.
I don't have much to say about it.
So we talk about all of your journey about NBA, but I know you went to the G League because I saw there's a report you talk about like you're not very fit in the G League team, and I know in 2019 you play in Vipers, right?
Yeah.
As we know that Dario Morey was trying to build a Morey ball, and in the G League. So when you were playing in the Vipers, what's your thought about that system Morey trying to build it?
Honestly, I didn't really care about that, to be honest. That was like my way to get back to the NBA because I wasn't on NBA contract at the time. So and I also had a bad agent at the time, and he didn't tell me when I go to the G League that I'm gonna have a 2-year deal with that team and I can't leave that contract. So I didn't know none of that. So going into that, it was like, okay, they got a good situation for me. They gonna let me play right away. And then also at the time I had the Rockets looking at me. So I'm like, this could be something good for me. It may be an opportunity. So I went out there. I'm playing good. We winning games. I had a lot of good dudes on my team, good teammates. And the living is pretty well out there. So everything was out there. It was cool. I was there for like 2.5 months, and then All-Star break comes. And then at the time, Houston Rockets are still promising me like, yo, they gonna give me a 10-day, they gonna call me up. They never did, not one time whatsoever. So I'm like, all right, well, now y'all bullshit. You know what I mean? I have teams overseas calling me where I go make real money. Like I'm not trying to chase this G League money. I'm not trying to chase this NBA dream still. Like so. At the time, I'm like, all right, I gotta go get money overseas. I didn't know that I'm automatically locked in for 2 years with a G League deal. So I ended up having to spend $60,000 of my own money to pay my own buyout just so I could leave the G League so I could go overseas to play basketball. So I never went, after All-Star break, I never went back to the Vipers after that. And it's crazy because that year they ended up winning the championship. But I never got one check from that team, still. But I didn't care about the money though. I really want the Rockets promising me something, but then they ain't stand on it. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So I'm gonna go where I need to go to make money.
So Harden is right.
Dario Morey
is a liar.
Not funny for that.
So that's more about your agent's problem, right?
Yeah. Well, I had a bad agent at the time too.
Yeah, I because I know you changed agent.
Yeah.
So the last question from the NBA part is, what's the mindset when you was in the NBA, like the competitive or other stuff that what's in your mind and what motivates you to become better in the NBA?
On NBA, it's 420 guys in the NBA, and everybody literally can play basketball, any position. Everybody can score. So like every day you go to the gym, you work out before practice, you work out after practice. That's literally basketball. You work out every day. So you don't have no choice but to get better. Like the only thing is to get better. Like you spend your life playing basketball in the gym every day. So like it's literally no choice. If you don't get better, that's on you. But like every day you in there doing the same thing every day. So that's basically it.
So who's the most competitive guy or the most guy you are the most impressive when you was in NBA?
KD and Paul George.
Yeah,
Paul George.
Can you share about that?
Yeah, this KD is like he's an overall great scorer. He's like 6'10", doing what he do. And then at the time, was this my rookie? Yeah, I was still with Brooklyn. This is my second year with Brooklyn. I had started the game against Indiana. At the time, I was starting lineup in Brooklyn. No, it was my first year. It was Shane Larkin. It was Markel Brown. So that's like 6 feet, 6'3".
Yeah.
Then it was Rondé is like 6'7", maybe 6'8". Then it was me. Then it was Sean Kilpatrick. And I'm playing a 5, mind you. And at this time, this is when the Pacers was nice. It was Paul George, Jan Mahimi was there. Who else they had that
Lance.
year? Lance was there.
Was Roy Hibbert still there?
Roy Hibbert?
Yes,
Yeah.
Danny Green was still there.
Yeah.
So this is a good ass team,
Yeah.
right? And at the time, I wasn't supposed to play back-to-back games because I coming off injury. And I already had played the game before this one, but they didn't take me off the list. So I suited up that game. But my team, like the doctor wasn't there that day. Or he came late. So I started the game off. I hit 3 threes back to back. Start the game off. And Paul George, now he on my ass. Now he talking shit to me like, all right, like, you trying to bust my ass, and I don't even know who you are for real. So he comes back down, and he end up hitting 3 threes again. Thank God the doctor came, was like, yo, you can't be playing this game. So he came to the game late and was like, yo, you can't play this game. So they subbed me out for the rest of the game. But Paul George was on my ass that game. Paul George is nice, though. He's nice for sure.
So we can say that Chris McCullough beat Paul George's ass.
Yeah, no. We actually lost that game by 40.
Oh.
We lost by 40 that game.
But you still.
But I came out and hit 3 threes back to back, though, for sure. Facts.
Then drop the mic, go.
Yeah. But I was supposed to be suited up that game, so the doctor came. He came out to the game late, and he like pulled me from the game.
Okay. So the last part of this show, we can talk about of your college.
Mm-hmm.
You play in the most famous of zone defense college, which is Syracuse. For the audience in Chinese, we call 雪城大学. So can you talk about how Coach Jim Boyhan built a defense system and the reason why Syracuse zone defense can be success?
But I can't even talk about. I don't even know how he. It took me like almost 2 months to learn. Like the zone is not just regular. It's not just two. It's not just what you think it is. Like 2 players up there, 3 players at the bottom. His zone is totally different. It's like a mastermind of zones. So I can't really speak on it because it took me 2 months to learn. But literally, like at the time, Syracuse is known for having big guards and big forwards. So like the length we have, we take up so much space on the court. Whereas like when we hedge out for a 3-point shot and get back, no one's is really getting a lot of threes off from us unless you shooting from far, unless you got a good shooter for real. So like I don't even know, bro. Like we would just go to the zone. Like that's just what he lived and died with. We play zone literally every day, all day long. We never play man at all.
Yeah, I know.
Never.
That.
And then when I had my NBA interviews, they would ask me like, "Can you play defense? Because you
play
zone.
Right?
You know what I'll tell them? Bro, I played 15 games. I got hurt, so I wasn't there for that long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but literally, he was a mastermind with his own, and it was real hard to learn.
And because talk about defense, I think there's a very great topic because before I post a defense ranking of NCAA's history, I believe you guys saw that on my Instagram story. The ranking was about the steal percentage, block percentage, and defense plus minus. And Chris was the top 10 in the list in the NCAA history. So what's the feeling about this ranking when I posted?
Yeah, I never even seen that before, but I know at the time I was averaging like 2.6 steals, and I was getting like 2, almost 3 blocks a game. But I was catching, like playing in the zone, if I'm on the left side and someone drives from the 3-point line, I'm catching weak side blocks anyways. Mm-hmm. So it was like hand in hand to me.
So it's like benefit, the system benefit you.
Yeah, I was getting a lot of steals. Yeah, I was getting a lot of steals, or someone from this side trying to rotate the ball to the other side, I'm getting a steal. Like, it was easy for me to do. And I was running the floor. At the time, I was real fast. I was faster than what I am now. So, like, it was easy for me to get steals and get blocks.
Yeah, because I know that Coach Jim, he liked to recruit players like you, Melo, Jeremy Grant, this kind of tall athleticism, long arms, and good at shooting forward. Mm-hmm. Do you think it is because of the team's offense system or like other reasons?
I think it's literally because of zone. Like the zone, like that's why a lot of like players of my height or like this tall, long arms can run the floor, can shoot, go there because he produced forwards like Hakeem Warwick, like Melo, like everybody that play that height want to go to Syracuse because they can play in the zone and they can run the floor, get dunks, and shoot threes.
What's kind of the main reason that you chose Syracuse? Because I'm sure other schools were recruiting you as well at the same time.
I just really want to stay
in New York.
I won't say New York, but you can say that. I want to stay home. Like Syracuse felt like it was home to me. Like
close to home. Right?
Yeah, I was. It was close, but it wasn't close. It was 4.5 hours away from New York, so it's not really that close, and it's in the middle of nowhere. But like, I was taking visits to Syracuse since I was like a freshman there. So I knew going into Syracuse my freshman year, I knew the whole school. And the whole school knew who I was. So like, it felt like home. I already knew where I wanted to go. My sophomore year, I committed early my junior year, and it just felt like home to me.
It's a nice school. My brother went there.
It's a big ass school for real.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You might run into somebody one time and never see them again. For real.
All right. Thanks for today's sharing from you, my bro. It is an honor for us to having you on our show. Hope it is a good podcast experience for you. 那今天的节目就到这边告一个尾声。这集真的算是对我们来讲啊，是一个很大的突破吧。
超大突破，是。
那总而言之啊，就是也希望收听这一集节目的听众朋友们会喜欢这一集。那可能过程中我们有稍微真的因为都是全英文嘛，所以我相信可能会对某部分的人来说会稍微比较吃力一点。那我们也是希望可以借由这集算是挑战我们自己。那也希望希望我们的听众朋友跟我们一起跳脱舒适圈，类似像这样的概念。
我们说嘟嘟，我赶快先点是不要拍他跑哈，我们一开始影片开头，你知道吗？
那一样啦，如果喜欢我们节目内容的听众朋友，欢迎到 Apple Podcast 底下给我们5星留言好评，也可以跟我们讨论，就是你们听完这一集的感想啊，或者是你们希望未来我们可以做一些什么样方向或内容的节目，也都欢迎到底下5星留言好评。那如果想要看到更多跟我们有关的资讯，也欢迎到 IG 搜寻瓦甘达Play One。如果你有余裕的话，想要支持我们做出更多优质内容，也可以到下方的连结或者 IG 点选连结成为我们的会员。你们的支持也会是我们做节目的最佳动力。我是招整，
我是车部，
我是 Kuan.
So this is Chris McCullough with one of our best show ever.
Yeah.
Is it really one of the best shows?
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
Awesome.
OK. 那我们就下一节目再见啦，拜拜，
拜拜。